America, America, God showed his wrath to thee.
As far as the Phelps family is concerned, basically all of America's woes are related to its tolerance of homosexuality.
Exactly, yeah. Anything that you can think of that's gone wrong in America in the past 10 or 20 years, be it 9/11, Hurricane Katrina, the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, all of that is divine punishment because we as Americans have tolerated homosexuality for too long.
This goofy country is pretending, for example, that the abomination of homosexuality is not a sin.
Do you think it's a coincidence that these American soldiers are getting blown up by IEDs? No. No, it's not. It's not a coincidence. Because when you start messing with the servants of the Most High God, God is going to kick your ass.
You were with the Phelps family at some of these military funerals. What was that like?
I attended a lot of pickets over the year that I was with them, and the funeral pickets were the worst because you see the mourners and that are going in and having to deal with all of the emotion just with their own situation, and then to compound all of that, you have people out there with these deplorable signs saying things like God hates you and you're going to hell and thank God for dead soldiers.
How did they pay for their pickets? How do they travel around the country?
Well, I mean, they're a self-funded operation, and a lot of them, the ones that are of age to be having careers and everything, they have good jobs. A lot of them are lawyers. Some of them work in the correction system, but there's no, secret fund or anything like that, or a benefactor or anything that is helping them. When I heard the church was involved in a case that had made its way to the Supreme Court, I thought it was time to revisit Westboro.
It's about the silliest case that this country ever saw. It isn't even close.
I know you talked to them again recently in relation to the Supreme Court case, and this is Al Snyder. He brought a case against them for a picket at his son's funeral back in 2006. They're pretty excited about the fact that this is going before the Supreme Court, right?
From their perspective, what motivates them 100% of the time is getting their message out there. And so to have a case that is going before the Supreme Court, which as a result is going to bring a lot of media attention, that's just another way to help get their message out to a larger audience. And so they are excited about this and excited that they kind of have this venue to bring greater attention to their message. That's not to say that they do this just for attention. If nobody was paying attention to them, they would still continue to do it.
Up to now, it's been considered protected free speech, albeit deplorable, but the fact that it's going before the court must indicate that they're at least considering the idea that this is not protected speech. That doesn't seem to bother the family?
I know that they feel strongly that this is their First Amendment right, and that there's really no ifs, ands, or buts in the matter. And they also are very confident that they are going to emerge victorious in this case. Are you optimistic that they'll side with you, or?
Of course I'm optimistic. I mean, you wouldn't need to go past the 6th grade to decide this case. That speech is protected speech.
And young children in the church, young members of the Phelps family, are holding up these signs that say God hates that.
In the documentary, when I spoke with the kids, it's clear that they hold the signs and they're able to regurgitate a certain amount of the things that they've heard their parents and grandfathers say, but they don't have a real depth of understanding about what that is.
My favorite sign is Fag Peace.
What does that mean?
I don't know much, but I know it means that that the fags are going to hell.
What's your lasting impression of Fred Phelps and Westboro Baptist Church?
What I really came away with is that these people are serious and earnest about what they're doing. I think sometimes they get written off as stupid rednecks because, you know, they're from Kansas, but if you ever really talk to them, you see that they're very, very intelligent people, just misguided, and just because they're ignorant doesn't necessarily mean that they're stupid.